Matthew 5:13, you are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. I love the picture of salt. This is obviously well before refrigeration and electricity, and salt was the thing that without salt you could preserve nothing. Such a strong warning I feel in my heart about how we need to remain salty. I had a grandfather, he used to have a saying, and the first part of the saying he didn't make up, but I always give him credit for the second part. The first part is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And then he would pause and he would look at you out of the corner of his eye and he'd say, but you can feed him salt, son. You can feed him salt. One of the most beautiful things we have as Jesus calling us the salt is that we get to help people be thirsty for who Christ is in our lives. As we move among them in stores and in our place of business and your homes and your neighborhoods, your kids' games, whatever it would be, we get the chance to be salty to the people around us. Now, there's a warning here. It's not about being a 50-pound bag of rock salt where we're just going around and dropping it on people's heads, but it's about having the right amount of salt so that something is preserved, right? A testimony is preserved. It's about having the right amount of salt so something is made tasty, or the flavor, the beauty of something is brought out in a conversation. That kind of salt. A lot of people want to just put it out there and put the fish on the front bumper and drive around and say, I'm a believer. The problem with that is that may not be salty to people. What is possible is that if we are salty in our interactions and our conversations, not just in our advertisement, but if we're salty in a good way that brings out flavor, that preserves in our conversations and interactions, then there's the chance that they may actually smell the aroma of Christ in our exhaust as we drive away. What was different about that person? The most beautiful thing we could get to is where someone could come and ask us, hey, what's different about you? A huge opportunity for us to do that in being salt. Because then when we're the salt and they can taste the saltiness and it draws them to want a thirst, then we can share with them the living water as Jesus did to the woman at the well. Let's be salty in a good way.